Hi everybody, I'm Suni. Welcome to what we're calling Reset, which is a time to explore meditation in recovery. Before I talk, let's just calm down. So have a seat or lie down, whatever's your comfort place and wherever you are that is convenient. Taking a deep breath and let the air back out. Traditionally, meditation uses a bell to call your attention to this moment. So as we spend a few moments in our beginning, allow your eyes to close. Breathe in deeply. Pause and let the air back out. Breathe at your own pace. Breathe a little more deeply than you usually do. Expanding chest and belly. Pausing, and then when you let that air back out, let go. Let go of one worry. Let go of 10% of your tension. Just let go. All we're going to practice tonight is the same basic skills that monks and teachers have used for centuries. We're going to focus in this moment. And we do that by just paying attention to our breath as we begin. So as you inhale, feel the cool air come through your nose. Pause, and when you breathe out, let go of tension in your shoulders or neck. If you're feeling anxious or too busy from the day, when you breathe in next, imagine you're breathing in calm or peace. And when you breathe out, just let go of tensions or worries. I understand that that doesn't take your worry away. It simply reminds you that for this next half hour, you have nothing to do but listen to me and find your grounding and your centering. Find your chill. And it's not hard to do. You don't have to run frantically looking for it. Just sit still and breathe. In and out. Your attention in this moment. And remind yourself that for this moment, you're okay. We're okay. Right here in your own little space, you're okay. You're fed and clothed and housed and loved. You have water and indoor plumbing. You have Wi-Fi connection. You have a lot. You're okay right now. And we'll talk more about this okayness, but for the moment, try to pull your attention out of your head and down into your heart and tell yourself you're okay here. Tell yourself you're okay in your heart. I'm okay. Right in this moment, I'm okay. Continue breathing in and out. And when your mind wanders, as it will, because that is its nature, just gently call it back to this moment. As if you were calling a young child that you love very much back and say, not right now. Right now, this is what we're doing. Right now, we're practicing. We're practicing. And as with anything we practice, in time we'll get better. It will get easier. continue breathing. Inhaling what you need, peace, calm. And exhaling what you don't need, worry, tension, anxiety. In and out, keeping your mind in this moment. Most worries and anxieties are concerns about what will be, and we have no power to really affect what will be. So pull your attention into the now, the okay now, and enjoy it. This moment is your life. Learn to pay attention to it. Learn to appreciate it in its simplicity and its peace. Breathing in and out. Settling in. Becoming conscious of your connection to the earth below and your connection to the sky and the light above. You may feel alone, but you are never alone. There's a whole globe beneath you of people going through things very much like you are. Breathe in and out, and settle into the fact that in this moment, just this moment, it's all we can really experience. We're all okay. And now if your eyes were closed, I'll call you back to open your eyes again. And we'll pay attention for a few minutes. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for joining me tonight. My glasses were made so that I have to look like this to see the screen, so most of the time I'm just flying blind. This is Reset Meditation for Recovery. From the title, we reach out to people who may be recovering from something. You could be recovering from addiction. You could be finding your feet after trauma. You could be like everybody on the planet right now and trying to find your way through a time of change. But if you are someone who is dealing with addiction issues, simply know that this is not your 12-step meeting. I am not your therapist nor your sponsor. I'm your meditation teacher. However, if you need a 12-step meeting, a therapist, a counselor, a sponsor, there are 4 women who work with me on this team. You can't see them, but they are listening. And if you need a referral, if you need to know where there's a meeting now because our getting together schedule is so different, simply make a note in the comments below and say, would you touch base with me? You don't have to say any more. And either Meg, Jade, Michaela, or Tina will touch base with you and can message you the information you need, okay? So thanks for joining me. We have for the past 3 weeks been discussing emotions and how meditation can give us some new tools to deal with emotions. Needless to say, all of us are going through an emotional time with the pandemic, the stay-at-home order. Some of you are still working and you feel like you're probably kind of operating in a more dangerous environment than you normally do. Many of us are out of work, so we feel financially unstable and concerned about what's coming. So there's lots of emotions going on. My intention with this group is to meet repeatedly and go through a progression, whereas normally a drop-in group, we always start from ground zero. So all of our meditation groups are on video and they're on my YouTube channel. So you can go back and find more information about meditation basics, if you need more practice in those things. But every week we always practice the basic skills, but we go a little further in our thinking. So this week, because it had come up to me repeatedly from some friends and mentors of mine, I wanted to talk about emotions and suffering right now. This teaching comes probably more from the Buddhist tradition. Buddhists have Four Noble Truths, and the first one is all life is suffering. So you might think, wow, I don't think I want to be a Buddhist. That sounds depressing. But I'll simplify the teaching as I understand it, because I'm not an expert in it either. But they're basically saying life is full of ups and downs, good times and bad times, positives and negatives, trials and peace. And as humans, somehow, especially those of us on this hemisphere of the world, we somehow get the idea that it's supposed to all be good. It's supposed to all be good. I don't want this hard stuff. Bring me the good stuff. And for those of you who are recovering from addictions of all sorts, of all flavors, you are a prime example of this, in that you experienced a way to alter your mood in an artificial way. And so when you were sad, you thought, I don't want to be sad, I want to be happy. I'll use my drink, drug, whatever it is, to change your mood back to happy. But you know that it never works. So the Buddhists are simply teaching that life is up and down. Yin and yang, black and white, good and bad. And the suffering comes in when we aren't open to that. If we're having a tough time, which we all are right now, do you feel better if somebody says, oh my God, this is terrible times, we're going through such trauma? Does that make you feel better? Or is it better if you pull yourself back and say, I understand this is a hard time right now, but in this moment, I'm okay. And I know this hard time isn't going to go on forever. So the Buddhists simply call us into that reality of the moment. How am I right now? Outside, yes, it's a chaotic time, but in here, I'm okay. And I can remind myself that I am okay right now, and that these trying times will not go on forever. I wrote too many notes, too small. So our suffering comes from not simply being a realist to say, of course sometimes they're going to be down, and sometimes they're going to be up. Sometimes it's daylight, sometimes it's nighttime. Sometimes we breathe in, sometimes we breathe out. There is a balance to this sort of thing, and we all know in our lives that we've gone through tough times and we've gone through good times. We are in a unique time where the entire planet's going through a tough time. And so as I step back from my worry about money or whatever's my big deal today, and say, yes, but I've worried about money before, and everything has worked out okay. So what can I do? I keep thinking I've got it figured out, but I don't. What can I do to calm myself, to get myself through this tough moment? We live in a society where we want to blame somebody for our tough moment. Oh yeah, he did that, or it's her fault, or it's their fault. We also equate happiness with money and things and power. In the Buddhist tradition, the people that are held up are the ones who are teachers and monks, those who live an exemplary life of calmness. They are an example to everyone of how to calm down. So I only bring up the Buddhists, not that we all need to be Buddhists, I'm not a Buddhist, but there's so much to learn from Buddhism in that, to open ourselves to the fact that some days are going to be hard. Some days I'm going to be sad. It doesn't mean I'll be sad forever. It doesn't mean we'll be in lockdown forever. It simply means we're going through that time right now. And so last week, when we talked about holding two emotions at the same time, I encouraged you to, when we sat down, to come up with, what are you grateful for right now? That probably isn't a bad practice at any time you're feeling anxious. Or perhaps in the morning when you wake up and you say, what is my intention for my day? Throw in there, and what am I grateful for today? So as we go through the day and experience these ups and downs and emotions, we've got that positive thing to call back on. Helen Keller said, all the world is full of suffering. It's also full of overcoming. Accepting reality leads to change that denial never can. And a basic quote that I was taught a long time ago is pain times resistance equals suffering. And I think that's what the Buddhists are bringing us, is simply pain is part of life. But if you fight it and you say, this shouldn't be the case, this shouldn't be happening, sorry, shit happens. We all know shit happens. And we also know that it's going to pass. So you have the skills through mindfulness and meditation to build the fact that I can learn to find my peace in trying times. Meditation, there's not like a goal or a level or a degree. If you know me, you know I'm not always chill. That's why I have to meditate a lot. There's no attainment in meditation. There's no goals. There's simply a practice of coming into each moment and finding a little bit of peace. Of facing a challenging world and being able to step back within ourselves and find that bit of, I'm okay. I really am okay. Our okayness and joy and peace in life doesn't come from our bank balance or our job title or the size of our house or how cool our car is. It doesn't even come from our relationships. And I'm not saying we don't need them and want them and cherish them, but like all things, they come and go. One time in life, I was young and beautiful. Well, I was young. And as I get older, I have to let go of what I was. I can never be that again. It can be other things. It's fine. But life is about change. And life is learning to let go of those things that we have to let go of. Knowing full well that more is coming. So in this trying time of worry about health, and we have to stay home, and yeah, do you know what that means to me? Understand that everyone's going through right now. Everyone understands that it's hard right now. So calming yourself enough that you can remind yourself you're okay, then you have a little bit of space in your heart to say, look at all the other people that are suffering too. Look at all those people who are going to the nursing home every day, even though they're frightened about their own health. We start to be able to step back and see that we are part of a whole. And that's where I think I'll take us through a guided meditation tonight. So I wish we were all still together, because that's when I always say, questions? Comments? No. But you can always comment in the box below. I can read that later. So settle back into your seat again. Turn your attention within. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Pause and let that air back out. First, find your gratitude. I don't mean that everything is wonderful, but there's something in your world that you can be grateful for. I have the most beautiful daffodils blooming outside in my garden. I did see the sunshine today. I have a home with a roof over it, and heat and light. Find the thing you're grateful for, the love in your life, the joy in your life, even in trying times. And breathe that in deeply. Filling your body with that gratefulness for whatever it is that you have. Pull your attention into this moment full of gratefulness and remind yourself that you are okay. While part of the world is in chaos, you also can find your peace. And now, as the observer, take a look at perhaps what was upsetting you today. And remember, you're a reporter about this emotion that was upsetting. You're not diving back into it. You're simply reporting. Today I was a little worried about this. Today I was frightened by that. Today I got anxious about this. Just noting what is going on with you. And just realizing that if you had some fear, that's perfectly normal right now. If you're feeling some anxiousness, well, that's a perfectly normal response. If you're feeling uncertainty, it's perfectly normal, but we know that in time this will pass. When you remember your fear or anger or anxiety and it starts feeling overwhelming, then turn your attention within immediately back to your thing you're grateful for. Wrap yourself in that warm fuzzy blanket again if you need to. That's your internal yin and yang. And remind yourself, knowing both of those things, the things you're grateful for and the things you're frightened of. Remind yourself that you're okay in this moment, regardless of what might be tomorrow or the next day, regardless of whether your kids are making you nuts or your partner is unappreciative today. Let all that go and just pull yourself into your okayness. And breathing in the peace and calm that is always available to you. Turn your attention for a moment to people who are also suffering in this time. And while you're seated and feeling okay, turn your attention to them and give them some love. Send them some love. Wishing that they may be free from anxiety and fear, that they may be free from suffering or anger. Wish for them that they may also know that better days are coming. And as you step back and open your heart to others, you're creating an energy that indeed will make a difference. We are overcoming conditioning that says we cannot experience what's going on. We can. We don't have to roll down in it and drown in it. We simply have to be an observer. Yes, this is going on. yes, it has its hard moments. Each of us has hard moments every day. Practice breathing in deeply when those hard moments come, signaling your nervous system that you're okay. Practice reminding yourself that in this very moment, even when you're worrying that anxiety is building, but in this moment I am okay. And say that in your heart. Say that in your guts. Your mind might be up there going, but, in your heart, just say it. Even yell it. I am okay. I am okay. In this moment, I am okay. And breathe. Remember, you are not alone. We're all in this together. And while, yes, it's frightening sometimes, there is hope. There is peace. And there's a whole lot of I'm okay right now for you to reach into and wrap around yourself. Take your right hand and put it on your left upper arm and vice versa, so that you're giving yourself just a little hug. Pat yourself, squeeze your arms. Say even out loud if you can, I'm okay. I'm okay. And I know that a better day is coming. Practice these things, because these things will calm you. Breathe in, pause. Remind yourself you're okay. Breathe out your tension, your fear, your anxiety. And if your eyes were closed, gently open them back up. This practice isn't intended to erase everything and make you go, I'm Mary Sunshine and everything's fine. It's not intended to be that. It's intended to let you be able to face what is going on with open eyes, with an open heart, and with some hope, with some ability to still hang on to the positive, even though we're facing challenges. This is the yin and the yang. This is real life. I thank you so much for joining me. We do this every Tuesday at 6:30. In time, we will do it in person again. I encourage you to practice pausing, breathing, and assuring yourself you're okay. Regularly reach in and find that thing that you're grateful for. Even if it's just the dog curled up on your feet, that's love, folks. Grab onto that. If you need more work on these sorts of practices, I do have a YouTube channel that is free of charge right now. It has a lot of practices. 2 videos are called Basic Meditation 1 and 2. And all I do is talk about why the breathing, why the focus, why we do this, and offer you practice. So thanks for joining me. There is great peace within you. You simply have to practice being open to finding it. There may be chaos all around, but you are able to calm yourself, center yourself, and practice peace. The wisdom and love within me sees the wisdom and love in you. I have great hope for our future. I hope you can too. Thanks for joining me. Till next time. Bye-bye.